How significant is this development of the US wanting to station more B-52s in Australia? What's genuinely new about this development?
We have to remember that there's a B-52 squadron positioned in Guam semi-permanently, and this will now add to it. It's not a replacement for that squadron, but it's an additional squadron that will rotate in and out of Tyndall Air Force Base on a seasonal basis. And what that allows the United States to do is project heavy bomber force into the eastern rim of the Indian Ocean, as well as reach the Chinese mainland and North Korea from Australia.
But is it your understanding that this is really a development that is being taken and a move that's being taken with the US's strategy towards China in mind?
The point here is that the Americans are adding new assets and distributing them in what is basically another layer of a ring fencing exercise directed at the PRC. The U.S. has already said, repeatedly I might add, in public that it is going to move 60% of its military assets into the Indo-Pacific. And there is only one rival in that region that would warrant that amount of attention, and that's the People's Republic. So it's a big move. I mean, it's a big move, and there's, the upgrades to Tyndall to handle these airplanes include the extension of a runway and then the building of a full, equipment housing for a B-52 squadron, which is a considerable amount of men and machines. So it's a big deal. It's directed at China, and the Chinese, I'm sure, are very well aware of that.
And how has this development been received in Australia itself? And what do you think this tells us about Australia's positioning and role in Indo-Pacific strategy?
Well, it confirms Australia's role as the deputy sheriff in the Southern Hemisphere. Australia has decided to replace the United Kingdom as America's foremost military ally, and it's well on the way to doing so. This is the Americans' way of confirming that they see it as in the same way. Remember that we already have a 5,000 plus soldier Marine Expeditionary Unit that rotates through Darwin, and that confirms to the Australians that they're the first amongst equals,